Hey everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Come on in wherever you're joining me from. And I want you to type in the chat your name and exactly where you are joining me from. I'm about to go on Facebook myself to see. So come on in. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to jump on in there. Right. I haven't come live on Facebook like this with guests in quite a while. So I got to get back to y'all know technology and all that good stuff. I got to get back to it. So come on in. I'm so super excited to be here. Right. So super excited. So come on in. Tell me where you're joining me from. Right. Tell me where. And then tell me, how did you win today? How did you win today? What was great about your day today? Y'all know how we do it. If you've been with me before or anything that I've done, I want to know, how was your day? Good evening, Terry. Good evening, David. Good evening, Valerie. Come on in. Come on in. Good evening, Michelle. Come on in. How has your day been? Come on and tell me how your day has been. Type it in chat. Type in where you're joining me from. Hey, Juliet, we got Delaware in the house. Hey, Dondra. Hey, Ani. Come on in. Come on in. What part of Delaware are y'all joining me from? Right? And tell me, what was great about your day today? What was great about your day? Naples, Florida. Hey, Miriam. Terry said, I was able to share with a couple of women who are open. Amen. So good. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. How did you win today? What was great about your day that you can say, oh yeah, today was good? Because we could always find something bad in our day. Always, always. And that always seems to stand out. But we have to sometimes make it a point to find something that's positive, that's powerful, that's just really good in our day. Outside of, yeah, we're alive, we woke up, we're alive. So we know that, right? That's a given. But what else could you find? David says he's in Lewis, Delaware. All right. All right. So what else? Miriam, what was great about your day today? Right? Michelle, what about your day? Dondra, what about your day? She said she stayed positive. She's coming from Milford. Let's see who else. Valerie, what about your day? Tell me a little bit about your day as you're coming in. I'm excited. If I haven't called your name, that doesn't mean that I don't want you to tell me where you're from. Brooklyn, Ashley from Brooklyn, tell me about your day. Tell me about your day today. How was it great? How was it powerful? How was it awesome? What did you find today that you can say, oh yeah, it was a really good day? Right? So come on in and tell me. I'm excited about being with you guys. I'm not going to be with you really long, but I'm going to bring on two guests that I have. I have Rena Duffie with me, and she's driving, y'all. So if you hear some background noise, she's driving, but she was committed to keeping her word for being on the Facebook Live tonight. Sharonda said, hey, everyone, Virginia Beach here, celebrating someone else got the snow off my car. Hey, so it finally snowed there, right? That's good. That's good stuff. Valerie said, win today was receiving an awesome word at Church Vision plus GSP, God's Plan Strategy. All right. Judy is here. Hey, Drea. Hey, beautiful. Where are you joining us from, Drea? Tell us where you're joining us from. So I'm going to bring in Rena Duffie, and then I'm going to add, I'm also going to add, as soon as Sonia comes on, we're going to add Sonia to our Facebook Live as well. But I'm excited that everybody's here. So how was your day today? Here is Sonia, y'all. So this is very impromptu, very, very impromptu, right? So ladies, go ahead and say hi to everyone.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, so this is Sonia and this is Renee. Dre is joining us from Kansas City, Missouri. And Michelle said, talk to Rachel and shared how positive we are staying. Right, positive, so important, y'all. So listen, today's conversation is a conversation about possibilities because many times, can y'all do me a favor and mute your phone for a second? Great, thank you. Thank you. If you're not talking, yeah. So that way, when we're recording, it's a clean, crisp recording. So, I put on the hand, oh no, is it possible? There's so many things that we do, right? Or we want to do, and we think that it's absolutely not possible for us. How many of you are like that? At one point in your life, you thought about some things and you thought, is this even possible for me to do? Is it possible for me to achieve? And so type it in chat if this has been you. Type it in chat and let me know, has this been you where you at one point thought, I'm not sure if I could achieve this? Or maybe even right now, you may be thinking there's some things that I really want to do in 2022. Y'all hear the rhyme? That I really want to do in 2022. um, that you might be saying, can I do it? Can I do it? So what I want you to do is type it in chat if there's anything at all that you're thinking, I'm not sure if I can do it, right? If I can do it. So let's talk about that a bit. Let's talk about that a bit, right? So I want you first to put it in chat. What is it that you think? If there's anything at all that you think, and I'm just gonna go on as you're coming in, put your name in there, type your name, type in where you are from. Again, this is an impromptu, and so Terry says, I'm living out loud in 2022. Living out loud. That's what a powerful mantra and statement, right? Living out loud. So we're going to talk just a little bit about all of that. So today I want you to see who are joining me, and I want you to share this Facebook Live, because there's somebody out there that needs to hear this, that needs to know that there's so many possibilities out there. And sometimes we don't know how to get it, how to achieve it. Many times we can see it, but we just don't know the steps to take, or we've got obstacles. We have fears, so many things, and we just don't know how to get there. Sometimes we're just afraid of making the investment in ourselves. Many times it's because of our self-worth. We think, oh, well, am I worthy? And so we've got all kinds of excuses, when at the end of the day, honestly, y'all, I don't know about you, but I know with me, I do what I want to do. And if it's something that I really want, I make it happen. Am I the only one? If it's something I really want, I figure out a way, right, and make it happen. I get down, I pray, right, I believe God, I trust faith, I raise my faith level, and I make it happen. And sometimes it's a sacrifice, right? But this is what we're talking about today, are the possibilities that's just before us. So many possibilities. And here we are in 2022. And one thing that we don't want to do is live the same way in 2022 that we lived out in 2021. Even if you might be saying, my life in 2021 shifted so much, it was great, awesome. I had a wonderful 2021. I had some challenges, because we're living, and so our life is never going to be without challenges, right? But Michelle said, hand raised. Yeah. But listen to this. Are y'all, if you agree, heart me up on Facebook, heart me up and comment, so if and so there's some things I'm saying in 2022 that I'm going to change, because I don't want to do that as I did in 2021. And here is this. I say now, you know what? That's a 2022 Esther. Now we're talking to a 2020. I'm sorry, that's a 2021 Esther. Now we're talking to a 2022 Esther. I'm so determined that I'm not going to be take back to the past, especially if it's negative. No, that's a 1997. This is 2022. And the 1997 person that you knew is not the person that you're meeting in 2022. Am I the only one? Can y'all say that about yourselves? That the person you were, even in 2021, in 2020, Lord knows many of us shifted and changed in 2020. We had no choice. We had no choice. And some of us, as we shifted and changed in 2020, we went up while others sunk down, right? So our goal here tonight is to get everybody to move up, everybody to up level, everybody to be able to see the possibilities in front of them. Listen, because God said that all things are possible. All we got to do is believe and get in the plan of action. We got to do some work to get it done, to get it done. So that's what we're talking about. I remember when I think about possibilities, and then I'm going to have a couple of my guests talk. when thinking about possibilities, I remember, back, I was thinking about my Facebook Live tonight and exactly what I was going to talk about. And one of the things I wanted to briefly share is, as I began this journey of seeing what's possible for me, because while I was a person that was generally happy, I thought I had faith, great faith. I honestly thought that I had, because really whatever I asked God to do, I felt as if he, for the most part, I'm going to say 95% of the time to 99, he answered my prayers. Yeah, sometimes it's like, no, you got to wait for this. We get that, but for the most part. But what I discovered, that I still had some limitations on my life. I still had some limited beliefs. I still had some obstacles and some fear that I didn't want, that I was concerned about pushing forward in. There were some things even in myself that I was afraid to face about me, and those were the things that kept me from moving into being authentically and unapologetically me, unapologetically, you know. And so as I began to look, there were things that I wanted to do. And I actually thought, Renee, Sonia, Michelle, I actually thought, is this even possible for me to do this? And at one period in my life, I thought it wasn't, I thought there's just no way I can do it. I thought, oh no, that's for that person and that's for this person. But I'm not sure if that's for me. And then here was my sexy excuse. It was sexy. Some of you may want to say it was juicy. This is it. Well, I don't know if that's what God wants me to do. Y'all don't leave me out there, because I know some of you do that. I got to pray about it some more. And so there are some things I found that I just kept praying, praying, praying about, and I never got the answer, or I never heard the answer, or I never received the answer, because I was continually praying. I just got to trust God. I had all of those excuses sound so good. Someone would say to me, you can do this. You can go here. You can be in this stage. And I said, no, you know what? I gotta pray about it. Until I began to say, how long am I going to pray about this? How long am I going to have the excuses for this? How long am I going to seek God on this? Because we use it, and I know I'm hitting some hard areas here. We use God as an excuse as to why we don't do some things, and as an excuse as to why we do some things. You hear what I'm saying to you? Yes, Terry, the answer was there the whole entire time. And then one day, I want to tell you how this particular program came about, that I'm going to talk about the possibility journey. As I laid in my bed, right, I wasn't feeling well. And I think God just got me, because one of the things I always wanted to do was create a program to help women, men as well, should they choose the challenge, because it is a challenge, right? Um, to really begin to see what was possible for them, and to walk in their God-given power that God Himself has knitted in us from since we were in our mother's womb. And so as I sat there and I said, I don't think I can do this, because who wants to listen to me? What am I going to say to anybody that's different from what anybody else is saying? Everybody's doing okay. And so do y'all see the excuses? You see the lies that I was telling myself. You see that negative self talk that was going on in my head. Nobody wants to hear me. Nobody wants to listen to what I have to say. They're fine. Some they could listen to somebody else. I don't have the skills, the knowledge, and the ability to be able to help anyone up level their life, change their very thought. And that was the negativity I kept feeding myself, that self-talk, thinking I wasn't worthy, I wasn't good enough, I couldn't do that. Sexy excuses as to why. And I laid in my bed. I was sick, y'all. It was pre-COVID. right? And I laid in my bed. And really, no, I think it was at the beginning of COVID. And I got in COVID and I was laying in my bed and I just began to pray and I was angry because I said, God, I did everything I did not to get COVID. How did I get COVID? I'm doing all these different things, right? And so I was angry with God and I just laid there and I felt bad because I was angry with God because I know God is like, look, girl, you it's not my fault that you got COVID. What did you do? So but anyway, and I laid there and as I calmed myself, I just began to talk to the Lord, right? I began to have a conversation with God. And God began to show me some things. And he began to show me, and he said, Esther, create this program. Talk about what's possible. Help women and men should they choose to, right? Because we all are in choice. Help them up level their lives. Help them see what's possible for them because many are stuck and many are not fulfilling that call that's on their life for greatness. That call to live a whole life abundance right where they are, simply because they don't see the possibilities that's before them. And when they do see it, when they have that great, they say, oh, yeah, these are all possible. They don't know what's the obstacle that's stopping them, and they don't know how to get there. There's so many things. There's so many things in life that's got us bound up and got us almost like in, for this sounds really gross, in constipation. And many times we don't even know because we're just so used to functioning the way we are, not realizing that we're functioning in a mediocre, a status quo, right? A status quo, because we begin to settle and we can say, well, it is what it is. This is, it's going to be what it's going to be. Or, I have a good life. And so it's okay. I'll just deal with this. Or we push it aside. Am I the only one? Y'all can, anybody that understands, don't leave me out here just talking. If you know where I'm coming from, talk to me. Tell me, oh yeah, that's how I felt. I know where you're coming from. Because one thing I do know for sure, Renee and Sonia, I'm not the only one that's felt that way. I know that. I know that. So as I laid there on my bed, and I was crying, wasn't feeling well. I was crying for two reasons. God was just really talking to me. And I guess he got me to a place to where you have to do this. And he not only named that, but he named several things. And I was like, yeah, I got to do this, which means that I have to just trust God and launch out into the deep and know that he's going to send people that want to hear what I have to say and want to connect with me so I can help them go to the next level of where it is they want to go, where they feel that they need to be, to help them restore their peace and their joy and their happiness, to help them plan out their business, help them build positive, forward moving relationships in every area of their lives, help them build up their finances. Really, this is about every area. This is whole life abundance. And since I believed it all so much myself because I worked on it on me, I knew it would work. And so I started to develop the possibility journey. I got the vision. Seriously, y'all, I got the vision. And when I got the vision, I said, I did like what God, I began to run with it. And I began to talk about it and talk about it because it was just something I just began to talk about it. I talked to my husband about it. So, what do you think about this? This is what I'm going to do. What do you think about this? And then I began to talk to ladies about it and men too, and say, this is what I'm offering. So many people enrolled in the possibility journey. This was our first year. We're coming to the ending of our first year, I believe in March. And so many people enrolled in the first year. And then as began to go through the possibility journey, God said, write modules so they would have hard copies to begin to look so they can do the work throughout the possibility journey at their own pace. Because when you're talking about doing some things, is so many levels. And it's not enough for me anyway. I'm very much a visual person. So you can talk to me, but sometimes I got to sit and I need to read what's going on. It's been a journey. That's why the possibility journey is called journey, because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a marathon, right? And I began on this pathway. And so here we are right now going into the second year. But what I want to do tonight is have a couple of ladies, and those of you who are in the possibility journey right now, I want you to type in chat what you got from it. So the first person I'm going to ask to talk is Renee. Renee, y'all, she's in the car, but she was committed to coming on to share her story, right? So I appreciate that because she could have easily say, you know, she texted and she said, listen, I'm coming from Virginia, but I can still jump on. Perfect. I'm just glad that you're here. This is where this is a no matter what, right? And so thank you so much for agreeing to come on. And what I'd like to ask you is tell me just a little bit about when you began the possibility journey, where were you? And then let's talk about where are you now. So let's start at when you started. Where are you? What were your fears? Where were you? Right. And then we'll go from there. Everybody give a shout out to Renee. Make her feel comfortable, make her feel welcome. Go ahead.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Yes. Hello, hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, Esther. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you. I can
All
hear you.
right,
Yeah.
great. Oh my goodness. When I first started this journey, I needed a mindset change so very badly. Um, just life itself. And I want y'all to just celebrate with me for a moment. I am leaving Virginia. I care for my aging parents and my in-laws. So, and I'm an entrepreneur with two times plus. So I have a lot going on in my life. So I needed a coach. I needed a journey. I needed this journey so very badly. But my win for today, I traveled after church to Virginia to be with my parents who needed me. I was able to take care of some business. And so I celebrate myself for that.
Come on, y'all. Let's
Yes,
celebrate
y'all
her.
celebrate with
Celebrate
me.
her. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yes,
Good
yes.
stuff.
So back to the beginning of the journey, I just really needed a mindset change.
Hold on one second,
Fears.
Renee. 1 second. So, y'all, did you see how you started? She said, celebrate with me because that's how we start our journey. We start by saying, come on and celebrate with me, right?
Yes,
Because many times we don't celebrate ourselves enough, and then other people don't celebrate us. So, one of the things we teach is no, we celebrate ourselves and we get people to celebrate us as well. Good stuff, Renee.
yes,
Good stuff.
yes, yes. And I wasn't always there. So through this journey, I think I wrote a testimonial and I said, Esther, oh my goodness, I am at my all-time worth. I'm getting there. I'm not completely, but my confidence level is up, is high. I'm at an all-time high. And it's because I went through this journey. I mean, just fear of the unknown, fears of just me, just fears and things that I allow in my head that others said about me.
Yeah.
Those things you can get inundated with those things and it becomes a part of your life.
Yeah.
And so I needed a coach. I needed a coach to help me just work through the mindset of all the negativity and help pull out the positive. And Esther, that is exactly what you did. And it's those things can be deeply rooted.
Yes.
And I will tell any of you in this journey, you invest in yourself. You have to do the work. Esther is there to coach you along. She's there to help pull things out, uproot some of those negativity, but you still have to do the work. And I want to share this, Esther. I know where was I then to where I am now.
Yeah.
I was at a basketball game yesterday, my grandson, 6 years old, and he was playing organized basketball for the first time. It was hilarious. So everybody is running up and down the court playing ball and having fun. And I looked over at my grandson and it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. Shy, not really engaged. And Esther, I thought of you. The next person I looked at was his coach. And now I'm grandmom, so I'm not going out on the court. I wanted to go and just run and hug him and embrace him. But I looked at the coach And I said, what is the coach going to do? And I'm telling you, she blew the whistle. She waved for the ball. They gave her the ball. She went and whispered in my grandson's ear. I don't know what she said to him. She gave him the ball. He ran down the court. He made not only 2 points, but another four, and then another six. And I thought of you, Esther, and I said, oh my goodness, that's a real coach. He had to put the work in, but she pulled him to the side. She whispered in his ear, and I'm sure it was encouraging or an instruction or, a celebrate, whatever. And I'm telling you, that was all it took. But again, I want you to see he had to do the work. She gave him the ball. He could have sat there and held the ball, but he put the work in. He ran down the court. He shot the ball. He made it and did it again and did it again. And so, really, to sum up, Esther, really, that's what this journey is about. And you did that. You helped coach me along. And now, where am I at? I'm getting ready to have a session with a young lady about some new funding for my businesses. I'll move into another level in my business.
Yes.
Um, and it's just amazing. I'm just excited. I'm getting ready to move into executive coaching.
Yes.
Woohoo! So just great things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm excited about what you said is that you got to do the work, because a good coach doesn't do the work for you, but they motivate you, they push you, gently pushing you, instruct you, and I love it. We also we challenge you, and there were times when Renee and I would talk, and it was a challenge, not in a negative way, not in a negative way, but why I challenged the mindset. You know, I challenge, well, why do you feel you have to do that? Why, and so, and the results of that was a negative. It's very positive. Why? Because sometimes we need to be challenged about how we feel about ourselves, about our belief systems, about where we're going and what we're doing. Who has said to us that we can't achieve something, we can't do something? There's so many things that we learn in the possibility journey that has to do with life, because what happens is many times we walk around thinking we're okay, right? And that, well, we're just okay, right? And we're good. Have y'all ever heard that? Oh, I'm good. I got this. I'm good. But then when you go on this journey, you'll find some areas. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not as good as I thought I was. At least that's what happened to me. And it's not that it's all negative. No, not at all. It's just that I know that there's more for me. For years, I've always heard God say to me, created for more. I'm created for more. And if I'm created for more, then certainly you're created for more as well. So I love that. Renee you're with your husband, right? And
Yes.
and I think I don't have his words exactly, but we were all together somewhere. I can't remember where. And he smiled and he said, "What are you doing to my wife?" It was wonderful. He had a big smile on his face. Is he loving it? He's loving the change. He's loving,
Yes.
yeah. And so
Yes.
it's not a change that's just for you, y'all. It's also a change that your whole family will embrace, right? Especially if they're on board with you. Does that make sense? At the beginning, they might not understand it. They might not even know what's going on. I'm going to tell y'all something. When I came back, once I met with my coach and I came back I went to a retreat. So what I did, and I came back and my husband was like, "Oh my gosh, you are such a different person. What happened there?" And then he said, "Okay, we're going to the next retreat together." And that's what we did. And so, but that's the kind of shift that happens. It goes into what God has always called for us, y'all. It's that whole life abundance. Many people think, oh, it's all about money. No, no, there's millionaires that are committing suicide. Just the other day, someone's son committed suicide. There's people that's got money. They've got this. They've got all kinds. They've got the big, beautiful house. They've got everything, and nothing wrong with that. By the way, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because I love that too. Okay, but they're not happy. There's something that's missing inside them. So what I'm saying is that money doesn't bring you joy, but it gives you access when you're emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, and all these things are connected and working. Money gives you access to wonderful memories, right? Money gives you, and so that's what I'm saying with that. It doesn't bring you happiness. So when we're talking about whole life abundance, we're talking about being settled in your growth mindset, your spiritual, your friendships, your relationships, your health and wellness. We're talking about every area. Awesome, awesome. Anything else you wanted to add, Renee, before we go to Sonia?
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Good. I'm excited about executive coaching because I can't wait for us to get to that next level. Super excited. Super
So am
excited.
I.
Yeah, excited. Sonia.
Hey,
Sonia
hey.
as executive coach, and she was in the first this possibility journey as well. So I want you to talk just a little bit about the entire journey and specifically let's focus on the possibility journey. And you could talk about executive coaching as well, but let's talk about it a bit.
Woo, I'm gonna go off the top of my head. I'm so happy to be here tonight. And it's awesome because Esther, you don't know this, but Pastor Renee used to mentor me. So I just feel like I am in a place with people who have really influenced my life. So I love both of you. Thank you very much. And I praise
Yay,
God for
that's
you.
good
All
stuff.
right.
That lets us know we're in the right group, the right tribe, the right community. That's good. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, possibility journey. I started off afraid. I didn't want to be with a group of women, men, anybody. Groups, I'm a more of a one-on-one person because the one-on-one coaching was phenomenal. I'm like, oh, I don't like groups. So,
How
what
many
I
of you don't
learned
like
was,
groups and you don't like you're afraid to get into a group, especially with a bunch of women? Like I'm raising my hand because I know that was me as well. It's like a bunch of women. Oh, I don't know about that. Come on, y'all, type it
absolutely.
in chat if you know that was you. Go ahead, Sonia.
And you know, what's funny, you did that just now because what I learned was I was able to grow more because my fears were alleviated. I wasn't alone, you know, and when we do things by ourselves, we may not be alone, but because I think we're all one, as you know, we won't get deep. But
Mhm.
ultimately, you know, just being able to have an accountability partner, being able to look around and see there's other beautiful, successful women who have the same struggles as I do,
Yeah,
like it
yeah,
was just empowering.
yeah.
So at the beginning of the journey, I feel like I didn't know honestly what I wanted the journey for, but I knew I needed to get back in business. I knew my health needed to get to where it should be so that I could do that business because, like Pastor Renee said, I have a full time job too. You know, we got kids, we got families, we got responsibilities. She's taking grandkids at basketball games. I got, you know, kids in all sorts of sports. So, how do I find the time for me? And so, what I love about this journey is it forced me to find the time all over again. But this time, I had my accountability partners. I happen to have two, nor most of you would have one. And it was just lovely. I'm connected with women in California, in New York, and just really being able to find myself with them. So I'll say this briefly. When I say back in business, so I started a business in 2008, and while I would take maybe one client a year, I was really slacking. I mean, and the sad part was the money would have been helpful in my life, as money would be helpful to everyone's life. Yes, yes. So ultimately, my mindset also needed a complete turnaround, and I'm still working on it. But as I mentioned to someone recently, I just have probably a fear of failure. I had this overachiever spirit where, man, things got to be perfect, and sometimes if I don't think it's gonna be perfect, I just give up trying. Like, just let me just keep going, and do something else. So ultimately, by me fixing some of the health issues I was avoiding, having more energy and strength, getting my mindset shifted to where it needed to be, getting away from. I mean, she probably saved me from even just thoughts, negative thoughts. You know. So now when that negativity comes, I know how to think. I have a friend who has a podcast called Remind, and I love it. Just basically remind myself. So today, Esther even gave me a client, so I'm scared to kind of get back in there. So she referred someone to me, and the beauty of it is, while these possibilities were out there, I had ideas, but I had no plan. So Esther gave me specific steps in our one-on-one time together. Okay, Sonia, you want to relaunch your business? Okay, what date are you going to do this? What date? And I'm like, I don't know. So that organization and that type of action step specificity really helped me to get back on track. And when I tell you now, I have a waiting list right now for my business because, you know, God is good, and this program
Yeah.
definitely is a journey. I feel like I've had my own ups and downs. I still need to go further. So please just know that investing in yourself will pay off, and the investment, you will get a return on your investment and plenty more.
Yeah. So what Sonia is also speaking of when she said that she had to make that mindset shift, what she's speaking of is she had to reframe, because many times we have to reframe our mind. We've got to reframe our thoughts. In other words, we've got to take it out of the frame that it currently is in, and we need to put it in a new frame so we can have a different perspective, a different mindset shift, right? And so those again are some of the things that we talk about and we do in the possibility journey. It is a journey. We talk about whatever it is that's up for you, right? So it's basically, folks, so while we're a group coming together, which is totally powerful because we glean from each other as well, we also have that one-on-one time, that one-on-one coaching time. And what's wonderful about the new group in the new class that's coming up, I've brought in a master neurotransformational coach certified, Nikki Cervantes, will be assisting me in the one-on-one coaching because people are enrolling, and to spend time. We like to spend quality time. I like to spend quality time to make sure that you get. So there's not a time I'm going to say, oh no, we're going to spend some time unpacking some things. And so Nikki has agreed to come on board to help out, and she is phenomenal. So I'm super excited for you guys to also meet her. Those of you who are going to be coming into the journey in year two. She's not on right now because she had a family outing, but you're going to enjoy meeting her, who's also very powerful. So I'm super excited about that. This year in the possibility journey, or the first class, we brought in a couple of guest speakers. This year we will be bringing in more guest speakers, and they're going to be surprised. There's a couple of them that we're not going to tell you until it's them, but your mind is going to be blown and say, oh wow, they're here talking to us. Yes, because all things are possible. All things are possible. And so I'm excited. And they're coming from all walks of life and businesses. Why? To let you see that there's absolutely nothing too hard for you to do. You just got to make up your mind that you're worth it. You have to make up your mind that you love yourself so much that you're going to do it, because when you love yourself and you're worth it, then everybody else also gets the benefit of what you have. And so what I'm going to do really fast is read a couple of comments. Let's see. And some of you, Juliet, type in chat your experience in the possibility journey. Terry says, I stepped out of my comfort zone and come from behind the veil and let people see me. I didn't feel I was worthy of sharing anything that people would listen to. So true, because Terry was quiet. She didn't want to take pictures. Y'all check Terry out right now. And her business is beginning to soar. And so if you're an entrepreneur or you're looking to become an entrepreneur in an area, talk to Terry about the business that she has, because she can give you information about that. The one thing I love about this journey is that I'm a connector. I'm a connector, and I will connect you to where I see someone can help you out and help you resolve, or to help build your business. So listen, in the possibility journey, Sonia spoke of you know, she's always been a person that will do things alone. Many times, I don't know about you guys, but y'all type it in there. We're solopreneurs, or we're going to do it by ourselves. We're going to thug it through, because we're going to thug it through and do it by ourselves. We're women. We got this. And what we find out is that there's no way we could do it by ourselves. I can say that because I was there. My journey over the past several years sometimes have been very challenging. Just as Renee said, having a business, being an entrepreneur, having more than one businesses, it could be challenging while you're trying to build another. I've been there, done that, Been there, done that. Had to go before God. Sometimes I would be laying before God in tears, y'all, in tears, almost ready to give up, until I made a decision that the one thing I can't do is give up on me. I made a decision, but there were times I laid and I said, God, what next? What next? How do I go about this? And so, what we're teaching, what I'm teaching in the possibility journey, isn't a theory or something I think, right? But this is from life experiences coupled with the trainings that I've had and the tools that I've learned and been trained on and certified in to help you. Because why? Because they helped me. They helped me. Right. Valerie says, my 2021 possibility journey was truly transformational. I'm going to put it up so everybody can see it. Especially in changing my negative belief system and making a major mindset shift. She capitalized it. So in 2022, I must put actions in place and be consistent with the changes. More work to do, dig even deeper into discovering the possibilities that God has for me. So super excited about that. Valerie is enrolling for a second year. So digging deeper, going deeper, y'all. It's a journey. It is not a marathon. It's not a marathon. And some people may say, well, do you have to? No, you don't have to do it again. We're always in choice, but you can decide to enroll again, or you can decide to go to executive coaching, or you can say, I'm gonna come to whatever it is. The most important thing is that you stay in the work and you keep going deeper and deeper until you get to exactly where you need to be. I say that to say this: I still have a coach. I have two. I have two coaches. Yeah, two coaches. I have two that I still talk to. I still meet with. Okay. And so this isn't even a one and done for me. It's just like oftentimes we teach: a leader must have a leader, a pastor got to have a pastor, a coach must have a coach. If you have a coach in your life and your coach that you have, if you do have does not have a coach, there's a problem, because then who is talking to them? You understand what I'm saying? Your coach should have a coach. My coach that I have has a coach, right? And so basically, y'all, it's a journey. It's not a marathon, right? So, a little bit more about the possibility journey. It's an 11-month program. The new class begins in March. It's 11 months. We meet, the welcome call for the new classes in February. And we meet once a month on Sunday evenings, right? For about an hour to an hour and a half. And then after so many months of first meeting, then you'll have one-on-one coaching calls, right? One-on-one, where we begin to really deep dive into your plans. But you start your plans from the beginning, right? You're connected with an accountability group, and your accountability group has guidelines, and they meet at a minimum of once a month, just to say, how's it going? It's a support group. It's an encouragement group to say, okay, where are you? Let's work this out together, right? So, am I right, Sonia Renee? Is the accountability group powerful?
It is.
Especially if it's working like it should work, right? Especially then the accountability. Nikki, who's coming on to assist me in coaching, we have been accountability partners. It's now year 4. It's now year 4, right? We are accountability partners from when we first started with our coaches 4 years ago, right? And then in the different programs we've gone into, we've always been accountability coaches. We were accountability partners so much that at one point they tried to say, okay, no, you need to get another accountability partner. In one of our certification programs, they said, no, a different accountability partner. But we still ended up being each other's accountability partner, although we had other accountability partners. Y'all get it? Why? It's so important to your success. So important to your success to have somebody that you can say, I'm accountable to them for my leadership, for my success, for my growth, for my growth. Ani's going to put the accountability a journey link in the chat, because if you are interested, this is the time. Don't waste, don't, look at whatever you're saying, take, remove those obstacles, release those obstacles, and invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Listen, I know, and I say this all the time. I'll say it in 1 second. Let me read Juliet what she said. Awesome, awesome. I was stuck, felt alone, and absolutely no confidence and the fear of the unknown. Today, because of the retreat and possibility journey, I'm unpacking daily. I'm not there yet. I have to, and I want to continue. It's working for me. It's working for me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm putting the link in the possibility journey in there. Again, we start in February with the welcome call, and then the classes begin in March. It's okay. Someone's asked the question, if I miss a class, no, everything is recorded, so you will always get the recordings. So even if you're not there in February, or you don't start in March, you start in April, it's okay. We have the recordings for you. You will still also get your modules as well. If you have any questions, go ahead. I want you to type your questions in the chat, and if I can answer them, I will answer them. So the possibility journey, a coach, it's the coaching, it's everything that, it's hard to explain everything that it is. But what I will say to you is that it is worth it, because you are worth it. You're worth the investment. And I always like to say, y'all, I know that I'm not for everybody. I'm not everybody's coach, right? But I do know that I am for somebody. And whoever is called to me and I'm called to them. Sonia says, you're for me. Then you're that person that's that time. And so I want to encourage you to jump out into the deep. I want to encourage you, and empower you to invest in yourself. Invest in you and take that plunge to the possibility journey. Take the plunge. Celebrated Amystique, who enrolled in the possibility journey a couple weeks ago. And I see she's on here celebrating you, Amystique, who's here. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. I'm not sure about everybody else who have enrolled or re-enrolled, but do this for you. Juliet says, do this for you. And she's right. Do this for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for you, because if you're doing it for Mary, Johnny, Susie, Sally, Bob, your husband, your wife, your dog, your cat, then you may not stay committed. But when you do it for you, when you say, there's just something in me, I need to do this because I know there's more for me, then you're going to continue in the possibility journey. You're going to push aside your fears, right? You're going to get over, those obstacles, because the first thing you're going to do is recognize it. So, that's it, y'all. Join me in the possibility journey. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the second season. I'm excited about what's to come. I don't know if you guys have any closing thoughts, and if anybody have any questions, make sure that if you're interested and you have questions, get your questions answered. We don't want you to enroll in this blindly. So reach out and ask the questions. DM me, right? Email me, but ask the questions and get your questions answered about the possibility journey, right? Y'all want to close with anything, Renee, before we close? Anything at all? Do you have anything you want to close with? It's okay if you don't.
Oh, no, no, I'm
Okay,
good. Thank you.
okay. You're welcome. And Sonia, anything you want to close with?
Yes, real quick. I could not imagine, like, the word possibility was great, but I didn't really have any possibilities in my mind. To be where I am today is a total shock to me, honestly. Like because I have up leveled at my regular day job, so growing there and then also growing my business in a matter of less than what, about 10 months.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine it, and that's what sometimes fear does. So I am so grateful,
yeah.
so grateful that I took that chance. Sometimes my motto was do it afraid, so I just did it, and hey.
Yeah, and the thing about it, you said I couldn't imagine it. That's what the possibility journey is about. Is imagine seeing yourself successful. Imagine reaching your highest potential. Just imagine that. Imagine that even when you have challenges, that you've got the knowledge, you've got the skills and the tools to be able to navigate those challenges. Imagine that when you look at situations to where you may have broke down before, that now you don't break down anymore. Imagine that. Imagine it. Imagine what you can achieve, not just in your career, on your job, or in your business, but just for you, because that's where it starts with. It's for you. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Hey, Shamika, right? I'm going to put the link back up there. Hey, John. Y'all, that's my husband finally jumping on. Hey, Angie. Hey, everybody. I'm putting the link back up. This is the link. For those of you who are in the possibility journey, go ahead and share it. Talk to people, get people. Listen, anything good that's happening to you, you don't want to keep it to yourself. You want to share it. Hey, Victoria. Hey, how are you? How are you? You want to share it. You want to share it, right? So join the possibility journey. Make that sacrifice. You're worth it. You know, you're worth it. You're worth it. Any questions, DM me. All right. I love you guys. I don't want to keep you any longer. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, as my husband likes to say, on purpose. Have a great week on purpose. Oh, one more thing before we close. I got to talk about the Proverbs challenge. Don't forget, today is day 23. So let me tell y'all this real quick. So, real quick. I want to give you some leadership tips out of the book of Proverbs, right? I love John Maxwell. Y'all know he's a leadership guru. If you're a leader, you know John Maxwell. So this is what he says in Proverbs 23. This is what it's for leaders. And this is what, when you look at 7 through 19, right? This is a challenge. We're on day 23. Your thoughts determine your character. Woohoo. Verse 7. Be careful of your thoughts. They may break into words at any time. That's why we're on the possibility journey. I was like, when I read this today, I was like, oh, yeah, this is so much the possibility journey, right? Don't waste your thoughts on those who don't hunger for them. Whoa, right? The first person you lead is you. And the first organ that you master is your brain. Wow. Don't let your mind drift away from God's truth into vain envy. Stay confident that your vision will come to pass. Discipline your thoughts to remain steadfast in what you know is right. If this isn't a part of the possibility journey, what we teach, as we are learning other things in there, this is powerful. And so, this is what I want to leave you with tonight, is what Proverbs 23 says about our thoughts and our brains. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm so honored that you would come and spend time with me. Sonia, thank you so much. Again, Sonia, listen, she's awesome. Renee, awesome. I love you all so much. And all of you, Valerie, Juliet, Veronica, Ani, I got can't start, Judy, can't stop calling names, Ashley, all of you that are on here that I actually know, and those who I don't know, I appreciate you. I love you and I thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye, y'all. Bye bye.